Welcome back to Arsenal News TV, and today we're going to first look at Manuel Locatelli transfer enters decisive week with Arsenal to rush Juventus decision, and then we're going to look at Liverpool and Arsenal given Yves Bissouma transfer boost as Brighton identified £20 million replacement. So the first transfer headline states that Manuel Locatelli transfer enters decisive week with Arsenal to rush Juventus decision. So the reports are stating that Arsenal's interest in Manuel Locatelli is set to rush Juventus into action, reports say. Juventus are wary of Arsenal's interest in Italy star Manuel Locatelli as the future of the midfielder enters a decisive week according to reports. Manuel Locatelli has shone at Euro 2020 as Roberto Mancini's side have made it into the semi-final stage. The 23-year-old has scored 2 goals at the tournament, though did not feature in the quarter-final win over Belgium. Manuel Locatelli's performances have only seen his price tag at Sassuolo rise, also are in the market for a midfielder, and he is one of a list of targets for Mikel Arteta. Last week, Sassuolo chief Giovanni Carnavelli claimed the Gunners had submitted a bid for Locatelli. Arsenal made an official bid for Locatelli, Carnavelli told Sky Italia. They're pushing hard to sign Manuel and it's an important bid. We will see. Juventus also want Locatelli and we have a special relationship with them. A new meeting has been scheduled with Juve. However, Arsenal have denied that such a bid has been made for the player. Italian outlet Calciomercato now claims Juve are keen to complete the deal as soon as possible. Juve are aware of Arsenal's interest in the player and view this week as decisive in the player's future. Sassuolo want £34.2 million, which is €40 million for Locatelli, but Juve are not prepared to pay that amount. Negotiations will continue between the two Italian clubs and another meeting will be held this week. Manuel Locatelli has first joined Sassuolo on loan from AC Milan in 2018 with an obligation to buy the following summer. He has made 99 appearances for the club, scoring 7 goals. Speaking last month, he insisted he was fully focused on competing at Euro 2020 rather than his future. When you're involved in such an important competition, you're only focused on the task in hand, Manuel Locatelli said in June. We see the kids in the street when we travel to our games waving flags, so it's quite easy to say focus on the match. I'm focused on what happens on the pitch because that's what is real. Everything else is just gossip and there's no point worrying about it. Juve are also interested in re-signing Miralem Pjanic from Barcelona. Pjanic will be allowed to leave Barca this summer after just 1 year at the new camp. Pjanic spent 4 years at Juve, joining Barca last July. So it looks like Manuel Locatelli transfer enters decisive week with Arsenal to rush Juventus decision. And with Manuel Locatelli arriving to London to compete against Spain at Wembley, it will only be true that Arsenal will have rumours suggesting that Manuel Locatelli could be making a move towards Arsenal because he will be able to experience the surroundings of England, especially the surroundings of London, and really experience how it will be like life in London, and it could be a huge boost for the Gunners as they look to try and sign a midfielder that could partner Thomas Partey in the long term. So this nicely takes us on to the second piece of transfer news, which states that Liverpool and Arsenal given Yves Bissouma transfer boost as Brighton identified £20 million replacement. So the reports are stating that the Mali international has been linked with the move to a number of Premier League clubs and could be closer to an exit as Brighton is closer to signing a potential replacement. The 24-year-old's desire to move to a bigger side will become a reality very soon if recent reports of Brighton's transfer dealings are true. Graham Potter's side are rumoured to be interested in RB Salzburg midfielder Enoch Mwepu, a player who could be used in a similar mould to Yves Bissouma should he depart. The interest in Mwepu has sparked fresh rumours that the Seagulls are planning for life without their current midfield linchpin. Yves Bissouma has long been on the radar of Arsenal as Mikel Arteta plans to oversee a huge overhaul as he aims to restore the Gunners to their former glories. Arsenal also facing a max exodus when it comes to their playing department, with the lone duo Dani Ceballos and Martin Odegaard already returning to their parent club Real Madrid, while Granit Xhaka is reportedly on the cusp of a move to AS Roma. Gunners rebel Matteo Guendouzi has already announced his exit, despite no confirmation from the club, though he has already been spotted at Marseille's training ground complex ahead of his permanent move after spending last season on loan with Hertha Berlin. Lucas Torreira struggled to adapt to life in North London and has his heart set on a move to South America to ply his trade for Boca Juniors. Though not in as drastic of a situation, Liverpool have lost midfield star Gini Wijnaldum after the Dutchman joined French giants Paris Saint-Germain on a free transfer earlier this summer. Jordan Henderson missed much of the tail end of last season through injury, and Jurgen Klopp clearly sees Yves Bissouma as a fitting player to partner the Red skipper at Anfield. The lead has swung back and forth between Arsenal and Liverpool numerous times as the pair battle for Yves Bissouma, but the Mali international feels like a player Arsenal need more than Klopp's side. Thomas Partey, the Gunners' marquee signing of last summer, is crying out for a partner in the middle of the park after failing to forge much of a connection with Granit Xhaka before his imminent departure. Yves Bissouma already has friends at the Emirates in the form of former Lille teammates Nicolas Pepe and Gabriel Magalhaes, as well as boasting the same agent as Nicolas Pepe. So it looks like Liverpool and Arsenal given Yves Bissouma transfer boost as Brighton identified £20 million transfer replacements. So it looks like Brighton already have found a replacement and are willing to sign Mwepu as the transfer replacement to Yves Bissouma, and this pretty much gives a major boost for Arsenal and Liverpool as they look for a central midfielder that could partner Thomas Partey, and with Liverpool looking for players that can replace Gini Wijnaldum, and for Arsenal in particular, they have a player that is very interested in joining Arsenal. He is a huge Arsenal fan. He wants to play for Arsenal. He wants to rejoin with his former teammates Gabriel Magalhaes and Nicolas Pepe, and this is a signing that a lot of Arsenal fans want to happen because of the fact that he's a Premier League proven player. He's done it time and time again for Brighton, and when it comes to Brighton, they have been very poor in front of goal, and their defensive record, which Yves Bissouma plays a huge part in when it comes to their defensive work and when it comes to their defence overall. That's why Arsenal should need a player like Yves Bissouma who can really transform this midfield, in my opinion, and really sort out the midfield for a very long time. I think it will be a strong midfield pairing of Thomas Partey and Yves Bissouma. So we'll have to wait and see how Arsenal will use the summer transfer window in the end, and make sure you smash the like button to see if you can get 20 likes. Also, hit the subscribe button for more daily Arsenal news videos, comment below if you think these are good transfer deals, and click one of the latest videos on the screen, and I'll see you there.